For the purpose of this assignment, we will be doing a brief overview over Anomie-Strain theories. The overview will be conducted by myself, Daniela Farfan. Anomie theories, sometimes also called strain theories, deal with the question of why breaks in social norms occur more clearly in certain societies than others, and likewise how these breaks in norms can promote acts of deviance or deviant behavior. The focus here will be linked between crime and social structure. Anomie, defined as the breakdown, loss, or absence of social norms, is considered by Emile Durkheim to be a great contributor to the presence of deviance in societies. A subtle but good example of this would be the breaking of the social norm that most people tend to sleep at night. In busy cities where much of the population actually sleeps during the day and is awake at night, we may notice higher chances of murder, burglaries, and overall crime rates as a result of this break in social order. Robert Merton further expanded on this observation and emphasized an importance on the pressure that society places on the individual, linking the strain with the prevalence of more deviant behavior. He used the United States as an example and highlighted the fact that the American dream places extreme stress on the population to strive for success without offering sufficient resources to attain said success. Merton explains that there is a fundamental gap between society-accepted goals and the means of attaining those goals. As people attempt to pursue the goals promoted by society, they may do so through legitimate means, such as pursuing an education in order to get high-paying or secure jobs, or they might do so through illegitimate means, such as, for example, drug dealing, prostitution, financial fraud, and things of that nature. Merton expands upon the Anomie-Strain theory by categorizing the sorts of paths individuals might take in the midst of different goal means gaps. Merton explains that one of the first categories is conformity. This involves the acceptance of social goals as well as pursuing of those goals through legitimate means. This would be a classic American dream follow-up, like mentioned before, pursuing an education in order to pursue a job. You're constantly trying to move up, and you accept the fact that that is going to entail quite a bit of hard work. Innovation is the acceptance of socially accepted goals, but pursuing of those goals through illegitimate means. As formerly mentioned, one of the means would be possibly drug dealing or prostitution or fraudulent behavior in regards to money. In these cases, obviously, people are still attempting to move up and be successful. However, they're doing it through illegal means that technically shouldn't be done in the first place. Here we have ritualism, which is the rejection of societal goals while still using legitimate means. This would be more so somebody that understands, okay, this is the American dream, this is what everyone's pursuing, but I don't really care for it. I'm obviously still going to work my 9-to-5 job or whatever job, but I'm not really concerned with moving up, having too much. It is what it is, almost type of attitude. Here we have retreatism, which involves the rejection of both society-accepted goals and the legitimate means of attaining those goals. Retreatism is also typically seen with prevalent drug use. These individuals don't really care too much for moving up the ladder of success, They don't care for the way that they do it. It's not really a matter of going by legitimate means anymore. It's illegitimate because they're escaping. Rebellion involves the support to overthrow the system and create an entirely new one. This one is interesting because it doesn't accept or reject societal goals. It believes that there should be new ones altogether. Likewise, it doesn't accept or reject legitimate or illegitimate means. It pronounces and claims that we should have new ones altogether. An extension of the Anomie-Strain theory developed by Albert Cohen focused on the effects of status frustration amongst youths. He explained that juvenile delinquency is often a result of youths experiencing frustration when they're denied the opportunity to attain social status. This is often seen as children get older and they begin to recognize the discrepancies in their own social status compared to their friends and neighbors. This can obviously lead to deviant behavior as many youths begin to participate in delinquency as a means of almost evening out the playing field. Richard Cloward and Lloyd Olin even further expanded upon Merton's ideas of goal-means gap by focusing their attention on the illegitimate means that people, specifically youths, pursue in order to attain success. Cloward and Olin argue that the means is dependent on the subculture in which the individual lives and participates in. Likewise, the sort of behavior one participates in is dependent on the illegitimate opportunity that is available. Cloward and Olin focus on three subcultures that provide the opportunity for illegitimate means, especially among youths. The first subculture is a criminally based one in which goals are achieved by breaking some sort of law or committing a crime, such as stealing, robbing, fencing, etc. Second, we have a conflict subculture, most commonly seen with the involvement of gang violence. In this case, socially accepted goals are pursued through the illegitimate means of violence and oftentimes hate crimes. Finally, we have the retreatist subculture, which, as previously defined by Merton, involves an individual that has given up both socially accepted goals as well as legitimate means of pursuing said goals. Also, as previously mentioned, this subculture is rampant with drug use and individuals that have seemingly given up. Overall, these are the three versions of the Anomie-Strain Theory. Through Merton, we see the prevalent use of a goal-means gap in which individuals succumb to the pressure of society, and without the adequate resources, they submit to deviant acts to get what they need. Cohen goes further into youth culture and examines how they perceive their status frustration, the things that they do in order to even out, essentially the gap that Merton first introduced. Cloward and Olin, likewise, they start with the goal-means gap. They understand that depending on the circumstance, where you are, what opportunities are available, depends on the deviant acts that you will pursue.